way to the fence at backward square leg. He's obviously there for the hook that Randall does love.
He's quite deep there at square leg. He's a long way behind the umpire. Umpire, of course, about halfway to the pitch. And there's the shot over the top of third man, down to the fence for 4. It was in the air, but I think he aimed that way, just hit it very hard over the gully fieldsman, and Randall goes on to 49. Two for 71. And appeal for caught behind, and not out. Not out. A loud appeal by the Australians. Umpire French at the far end.
Off the thigh, I feel. There is Hurst bowling. Notice deflection. It hits Randall's thigh, his left thigh. There. And you can see the ball just deflecting down the leg side. McLean, I don't think, had any idea what it hit because Randall's body was masking the shot. There it goes. From the side there, it looked as though his bat was very close to it.
And there's the 50 coming up. Yes, that's his half century. So Randall is 50, 2 for 72. And runs here, there'll be a couple, a chase for Wood. Came back for an easy 2. Randall moving on to 52, and the total to 76. So the difference in scores now is only 40. Australia were all out yesterday for 116.
Hogg at the moment seems to have changed his line of attack a little bit. It's a couple of balls he's bowled on the leg stump, which in view of the strength of the slips cordon doesn't seem to be a sensible sort of policy.
And chance and caught, yes.
Dropped.
No, dropped by Yallop. He had it twice and then dropped it. That's a terrible mistake for Australia. It in the hands, out of the hands, into the hands again, and finally dropped. And look at Graham Yallop, the Australian captain.
Well, this wasn't a very difficult chance at all. Randall getting a thick edge there. The ball travelling quite slowly. It looks as though Yallop's got it. It's there in his hands now, into his chest. It's up. He's having another go at it now. He's having another go, and then he falls down. And in falling down, he pushes it out over the top of his head.
Oh, that was a useful ball. Nip backer. Come back off the pitch.
This is replay. Watch this, the ball, we can't quite see it, but it does definitely nip back, as Jim said, and of course he's well forward, and that saved him, no doubt. If he'd played back or shuffled across the crease, I'd imagine he would have been given out.
So Randall stays on 58 as Lachlan comes in again. Well, I've played across that one, I would have thought, Keith. It was pitched up, and he was looking to hit it wide of mid-on.
It's a much fuller ball, that one, and he tried to hit it through mid-wicket here. There we go there, and looks even from, although it's not in line, you could see it seemed to be him on the left leg, and I'd imagine would have missed the leg stump quite a bit.
So once again, it's Randall at the far end as Cozier bowls to him. That's at last a good shot. Half volley, and it's driven very firmly and very well. Wide of mid-on by Randall, through to the fence for 4. A long, long time since we had a genuine boundary. We've had a little nick past the wicket-keeper for 1, but that's only the second 4 in a long, long time. So the 100 coming up for England, 102 now for 2 men out. And that's another really fine shot. Taylor warming to the task now. Won't reach that long boundary, which is still fairly slow down in that far corner, but they've run well to make it into 3.
Do I detect the sign of the English batsman now determined to play a few shots now the 100's passed? They're within striking distance of the Australian score. They've still got 8 wickets in hand, and I don't think there's anything to be lost by at least trying to assert themselves and get on top of the Australian attack at this stage. There's a lot of batting to come. I think the situation's tailor-made for people like Gower low down the order.
Gower and Botham could both be quite useful here later on. So Randall too in turn, picking up a couple of runs as Hurst moves round from behind square. Good backing up there. Save the overthrows. Well, they decided the chances aren't there, and he went down to meet Lachlan almost before he let the ball go. He's picked up 2 runs from it. Randall now on to 75, 111. England score with the 2 men out, Gooch and Boycott.
Really magnificent catch. Superb catch. Randall has gone to the bowling of Hurst, and you won't see many better slip gully catches than that. A real beauty. 3rd wicket going down with a score on 111. That was Lachlan. Magnificent catch there by Lachlan in the gully.
Randall's patience was finally worn thin. A ball wide of the off stump, as you can see. Randall going for the off drive, thick-edged it, and Lachlan took that miraculous catch there in the gully.
So an extra slip in now. 4 slips in. First ball for Brearley. So it's Hurst back in action, and Brearley just padding it away.
Yes, Brearley has batted pretty slowly throughout the tour of Australia, but he's had a few tricky wickets to bat on. He played very well and got a century in Melbourne on a very slow wicket, where the ball didn't come onto the bat at all. He concentrated very hard indeed.
Well, he's got one through the slips off the edge and could well open his account here with 4. So the second streaky boundary we've seen here since lunch. One to Randall, and now Brearley getting underway with a thick outside edge.
And England are in the lead.
But, I think the policy now with the new batsman in to bring the quickies back was fair enough. But
yes.
Like we've seen Higgs have a bowl earlier. And it's chipped away down to long leg by Brearley, and he's coming back quickly for the second and makes his ground quite safely, despite an excellent throw coming in right over the top of the stumps.
Really was sorely tested here in Queensland by a young medium fast bowler with short deliveries in the second innings in the Queensland match. He didn't like him, and I would have thought early on that may have paid for the pacemen to have gone round the wicket and tried to dig him in a little short. It's not easy to bowl round the wicket, and it's a lot harder to place short deliveries from that angle.
And he got a good one there, and that lifted and flown, and he's gone, and Brearley has gone. I think there's no question at all about it. So Mike Brearley missed out again in the Test match, and he's the 4th Englishman out with a score on 120. Caught behind off the bowling of Hogg. Another great victim then for Rodney Hogg. This is how it happened to Mike Brearley.
What we're talking about, the shorter delivery, really cramping himself there, not moving inside, just the gloves. Johnny McLean moving nicely to take the catch. Here's the closer one, really coming across in close, off the gloves, I would have thought, and through to the keeper.
And David Garr, it's the first time I've seen David coming out to bat wearing one of the helmets. A couple of batsmen have come and gone, but the night watchman Taylor remains. And his job now to keep out Hurst again, coming in from the southern end.
Well, there's no doubting who's been the quickest bowler in this match so far. I think Rodney Hogg has even exceeded Bob Willis.
Yes, he's certainly bowled with a lot of life. I think Bob, in fact, on his own admission, wasn't really trying to bowl too quick in the first innings with that wicket so helpful and moving around a bit. Interesting to compare them the second time round.
And that must be close too, yes, and that's gone. Up goes the umpire's finger. So a little mini collapse taking place here with the 5th England wicket going down at 120, and after some great stout, courageous resistance from Bob Taylor, he goes LBW to Hurst for 20.
Bobby Taylor here just playing across the crease. Can't really see from that angle at all. Probably a better angle this time now to have a look at that. Willis going across the crease. Australians are confident that it would have had to been hitting somewhere near leg stump, I would have thought.
Well, both of them away nicely, flicked away to a long leg. Just be a single in it, but happy to get off the mark. The two younger Englishmen out there, both of them with a single. And David Garr yet to score 21 for 5.
And Hogg has really kept up the pace. He's been very, very slippery, and you can understand why as you see him running up to beautiful free action.
And a swish, but not out. Not a very good looking shot from Botham.
Here's Hogg again pushing forward here. Lovely shoulder action, well short. Botham not moving at all. Wide, off balance, very powerful hit of the ball. The old adage though, if when you swing that hard, they've got to be caught. And that would have been really flying at those slipsmen.
And a hook shot.
But he's got it.
Yes, won't be 4. Stopped out there, they take 1, come back for 2. And this should be very good cricket from now on if Botham's going to play shots, because England only a handful of runs in front. It's 5 for 123. That gives them a lead of 7 only with 5 wickets in hand. Here's a replay.
Bit cramped here. Got away with it well though. He should have been further across, and he's got 2. He's been compared, of course, to the great Keith Miller, one of my co-commentators here, but if he's anywhere as good as Keith, he's going to be a magnificent player.
And that's over. Got his hands to it. Lachlan went very close to that. He may have touched it. It's not going to be 4. They've taken 2, coming back for 3. Now, I'd say that he just got the tips of his fingers to it.
Yes, definitely got his hands to it. Lachlan will be disappointed as an Australia. Here's the replay. A big square slash. Bang. See if we can pick it up on this angle now. Once again, nowhere near the ball. Outside edge, and yes, it definitely got his hands to it. You could see it lifting from the deflection, just like a goalkeeper tipping one over the goalpost. That's bad luck for Australia, but certainly brought life back in this match.
And no run there. Both of them on to 6. And there's a cracking drive. Straight through the covers, a chase for Tui. He may get this just inside the boundary. They've taken 2, and they go back for 3.
Well, we're saying...
Look at that throw. Fine piece of cricket.
And aren't the crowd enjoying it? They really do love cricket in this part of the world.
Nice drive. Right down the ground. This might be 4. The ball may not reach the boundary. They've taken 2. Coming back to 3. And Gower goes on to 5. It's 5 for 135. And in the air, the chance here. McLean must get to it. No! He couldn't make it. Well, they're on their heels. Had he been moving forward, he must have taken it.
In fact, both of them indicated that came off his head. Let's watch the replay. I don't know whether, in fact, he did hit it, Norman. I think it might have hit him on the head. Can we see it from here? He indicated it hit him in the helmet.
Yes. And a full toss. That's put nicely through the covers. That might not be 4 again. They're going for 3. They're on the way, and oh, Gower's very fast. He made it easily. Now the bowler at the far end is Lachlan, and it's Botham taking strike. And almost played on. How did that miss the stumps? I'll never know. Somehow that missed the stumps, and look at the bowler. And his chances at almost a catch. That was on the half volley. It was Lachlan too, and it would have been hard, but he's just the man who might have caught one like that.
Yes, I think, what's this? He seems to be going to drop it and change his mind. He's going to loft it, then he changed his mind, as you can see, and lofted it. He got caught, didn't know whether to hit it out the ground, and he decided the last minute to keep it along the ground, got caught halfway.
Well, there's a better shot, but look at the timing there. He just sort of dabbed that down. That's 4. Botham to 17, and that's the 150 up for England, 5 for 151. And in the air, back over the bowler's head. It's coming down towards the boundary. It won't be 4. 3 for 2. Not a perfectly timed shot, but his intention, of course, is quite obvious. There is nobody on the straight hit. Let's watch the replay.
He doesn't quite get it. It's not a bit too short to lift the ball, and he took a great risk. It wasn't as though it was on the half volley where he could lift it and lift it over the fence, but he hit it on the up and didn't quite time it, and lucky enough, it fell safe about halfway to the fence.
This time
That's
it's a much better hit down to the fence before it goes. So 2 and a 4 and 2 balls to Botham. He goes up to 23, 5 for 161.
That's a much better shot. He got right to the pitch of that one and lofted it, and as you can see, he picks it right up in the half volley, and this is a different style of stroke.
And through the slips it goes down to the boundary. That was between the gap there between the second slip Cozier and the gully, up into the fence for 4. And a chance dropped. That was a chance, I'd say, dropped by McLean.
It's a funny one. I'm not quite certain. The ball definitely came across and deflected. I don't know.
So they're going to run there. That would be buys. It's going right down to the boundary. There was no contact with the body. Yes, 4 buys.
Well, Master McLean's having a little rough trot. He let one go through his feet for 2 buys, and what we think is a catch he dropped, and then that one went straight through him, and 4 more buys.
So Sundry's on to 10, and the total moving to 170. And that's the 50 partnership between these two. They came together at 120. 50 very valuable runs for England. And those 50 runs have been put on in 58 minutes, which would be the fastest scoring of the match. Well, they get runs here. It's a single to Gower. He's 17, 5 for 171. And in the air, could be caught. He's out there, Higgs. Higgs. Sure, dropped it. Got both hands to it. He got both hands to it, a very difficult catch.
Yes, there's certainly a catch. He did well to get into it, and they're not easy catches, but he got his both hands. Now have a look at this. He doesn't get to it again. He doesn't get a half volley, and he plays rather desperately, this man. Now watch Higgs run in. He dives, gets his two hands, and in and out it goes.
Off again to go. Oh, he's hammered that off the back foot this time. It's beaten to it, cover. Just took a little bit of the sting off. It won't go through. But these two young 21, 22-year-olds move pretty well between the wickets, and Gower will get 3 for it. It's a lovely shot there from both, and powered off the back foot. That's through very comfortably for 4 runs. Well, short one didn't quite middle it, as you can see. Middle that properly, it would certainly have gone to the boundary edge. And again, McLean unable to gather, a poorish return coming in. And Gower for this shot, seen on replay, collecting 3 runs. So there's 3 runs, bringing up the 200 mark for England. And 200 coming up in exactly 6 hours. There's now to Botham. Not short, if you've given that a big hoik, that'll be 4 all right. So Botham cashing in on that shortish delivery. Tracked it with tremendous power. Hit the fence on the full.
It's the replay now. He's got well inside this one. Bang.
Oh, it's a lovely shot. Typical glorious Gower square cut there, brings him another boundary. Really lashed into that one, as it made 6, 1 bounce. 1 bounce short of 6 runs, but he gets 4 for it. And he must have got into position, Bobby, pretty quickly there, because he hit that almost just wide of mid-on.
I would have thought he was waiting for that one. He was in so quickly that he was anticipating the shorter one, expecting it, and he went back there. It goes very, very quickly. Bang.
Takes him on to 49 then, as Hogg moves in. And he could be gone, yes, he's gone at 49, he's gone for the hook shot, the umpire's given him out caught behind, and Rodney Hogg has taken another wicket. A disappointed Botham.
In fact, it was quite a slow bouncer. Whether Rodney Hogg tried to really give it everything, but it's come off the wicket very slow. Botham has come into the position, gone too far across. And Johnny McLean gleefully accepts the catch.
No change at the far end. Still Alan Hurst coming in. Well to David Gower.
That has to be close.
I would have thought it was going to miss leg stump, but it was certainly worth a shot. Hurst now in his 18th over. Oh, that's another lovely shot, short and powered away square on the offside, and Gower making the most of it. Fairly wayward delivery there from Hurst. Oh, that takes him on to 44. Also seen the removal of a slip, and that's a chance, and it's caught, and Gower goes. So Hurst in turn picking up the wicket. A lack shot there from Gower. And Johnny McLean takes another wicket. Gower goes for 44, ending another bright interlude of play here.
Very casual shot to see. Gower doesn't really bother to move his feet too far. Bit too far up to be trying to belt it off the back foot, and Johnny McLean gleefully throws it up.
is a much improved cricketer, is this boy, Phil Edmonds. He's coming to the side, of course, has taken over from Derek Underwood. He's bowled beautifully over the last 2 years, improved enormously, and I think he's going to be a very good cricketer.
Oh, what a catch, what a catch.
Has he snapped it up? Yes, up goes the umpire's finger, and McLean's taking another. It's really his day. Edmonds goes for just a single, and Rodney Hogg takes his 5th wicket here in his first Test match.
What a catch, what a catch. Have a look at this. Bang, short. What's the thick edge? And look at McLean. Over, and he rolls over. Look at that. He comes up, he's obviously held it. What a magnificent catch.
And out to the boundary it goes. I don't think they'll stop that one. Yes, it's going into the fence for 4. And Miller onto 16 to join Old, and that's the 250 up. 8 for 253. And again, Gallop diving for it. He couldn't make that one. Chase for Yardley. He should get this just inside the fence. They should run 3 this time, surely. Round they come for the 3rd, and away they go. So at the end of the second day, it's 8 for 257 in reply to Australia's total of 116.